What's happening, Internet fam? I am online today with my buddy Chris. Chris, say hello.
Hey everybody.
And Chris has up a Bitcoin chart today. What's going on with the Bitcoin chart today? Let's talk about it.
Well, everybody's sort of excited about Bitcoin. It's starting to show a little more signs of hope. We're starting to get up and out of this, this downward motion that we had. We were in quite a bit of a sort of a dead cat bounce since December. What I got up now is the daily chart. Let me just make it a little bigger here. This is the daily chart for Bitcoin. I know it looks a little noisy. Right now, we've broken up above this key level here. I've got it marked in green, the lower bar that was the 9,500 area. So that was really exciting. And the only thing we're waiting for now, which it still does not seem to be able to break and is causing some tensions this weekend still, is this red line here. That's the 200-day moving average. And as we can see, pretty much since the 24th of April, it's been trying really hard to break up against it. But it hasn't quite managed to do that yet. Let's try it again here on the 3rd, on the 4th. Here we are, May 5th. And it's been rejected every single time. So
yeah, look at how that candle's just starting to touch it there, just flirting with it right there.
Yes, and a couple of trading buddies and I were talking about it, and they're saying, well, if closes like this is going to be, like a shooting star. And I said, well, yeah, it's going to be shooting star, which means that, you could expect kind of a sharp pullback. However, I think the fundamentals are going to be a little stronger. So I really don't think that we're going to see much movement below this 9,500 area. I expect that to become the new support for the next little bit, and we'll just see it sort of go from there.
So you're bullish overall then?
I am definitely bullish overall. If I switch over to the 4-hour chart here, I use many different indicators though. We've got the MACD, we've got the RSI. I mean, overall I'm bullish, but I do expect a little bit of pullback. I mean, we're hovering at about 9,800 right now. I expect us to, sort of play ping pong between 9,500 and 9,800 for the next few days anyway. Because here, we've got the MACD. The MACD looks like it wants to cross over down. The RSI is sort of in the middle. It's it's at the 62 level. Our stochastics, so I got this sort of downish red color there.
Yeah.
And that means that we're going to be going down for a little bit. But I mean, overall on the daily, it doesn't look very good. But the stochastic is starting to turn around. You see, it's got like a little green color there. It is sort of leveling off. So again, we're going to just sort of be sideways for a few days, most likely.
Yeah.
And again, here, it's testing that 200-day MA. But
I've been predicting like mostly sideways action till early June. I mean, just noticing the yearly patterns that seem to go on. It seems like usually the market drops down a little bit at the beginning of the year, and then just kind of moves sideways until about June. And then it seems to start to pick up. I mean, slowly going up to that point, but just not a lot of momentum until June. Then you usually get a little bump in June. That's what I've normally noticed. But I have also noticed that things are starting to happen a little bit earlier, as if people have been watching the market now and doing some predictive moves ahead of the market now, which is forcing the whole market to move a little bit sooner than it has in previous years.
Well, you've got a lot of external forces at play now too. I mean, you've got the brand new Bitcoin futures, and that's playing a big part in a lot of these big price moves too. Even though it really shouldn't be. You know how they said Bitcoin was a new gold? Well, if you know anything, or if you looked up any about the COMEX markets, right? Gold and silver are sort of played. Then you know that they can swing those markets pretty quick if they want without actually owning any of the underlying asset. So it's still an emerging market. It's still something that's very new, but it is something that's controlling the market. And also that the cryptocurrency markets are mainly technical analysis now, and there's a lot of bots trading. A little easier to predict sort of bigger moves. But again, we're getting really close to what they're going to be calling adoption era. And adoption era, we're going to see much faster moves and much bigger bubbles than what we saw before. You have to understand that bubble we had, everybody's sort of breathing sigh of relief. That was the bubble. That's it. We're gonna go up from here.
Yeah,
personally,
I agree with that. I agree with.
We haven't seen the bubble yet.
I agree with that definition or synopsis of what has occurred so far. All right, well, I agree with you on most of what you're saying there, and I'm bullish as well too. Although I think again, I don't think we're gonna have like the big moves until later in the year, like we normally do in this market. But it is different now
later
with CME and CBOE in there, and all the market manipulations that are involved with that. You know, that's allowing some of the Wall Street whales to come in and I think force the crypto market around a little bit. I think it's interesting watching the bullies come in and try and beat up the market that didn't exist before, you know?
Oh, they definitely do that. There was some definite manipulation you could see going on. More in like the 15-minute chart, you could see where, you know, it hits these key levels and it always bounces off. And that to me, you know, suggests that everybody's got their orders exactly where, you know, they should be. So, you know.
Right. People who know what they're doing, know how to trade, are just playing that chart like the pros they are. All right, cool. Well, let's. I know you're into Masternodes, and definitely as far as the way my vlog's been heading, I'm really only focusing on Masternodes now. I'm just not. For me, there's so many crap coins on the market. You've got to cut through you know, wade through the garbage somehow. And so for me, I'm you know, as an IT guy, I'm just really interested in Masternodes because technologically, I think they're superior to the other cryptos as far as the actual design.
I think that you're right in that they are. Masternode technology, you know, it serves a couple of different purposes, right? And this is why I got interested in Masternodes too. They perform sort of the same functions as you know the proof of work miners, but I mean they allow pretty much anybody. Anybody can get one. You don't need to have like a $15,000 you know S3 ant miner to make any money, and you don't have to wait 6 months or 8 months to get one. By the time you get it, you're already obsolete, right? Yeah. You just hook up a VPS or hook up a dedicated server or whatever you want to use, and install a script and away you go. It's almost as easy normally as running your own website. So, and it's a good extra way to make income, like you said. So, I think that we can see it come up a lot in the next.
I just like the idea of for me, Masternode seems like it's helping to stop the market from being manipulated by whales, because you really are decentralizing the ownership of the coin by incentivizing people to set up masternodes on different IP addresses all around the world. So that's one of the things that interests me about it. You can look here on this graph. Looks like we are now at 137,000 masternodes online. If you look. I don't know if I'm pointing in the right spot. Am I pointing at the right spot? Help me out, Chris.
Yes. It says 416. We're at 104,000. So you got to move up a little bit more to today's date. There you go.
Yeah. What about with my finger though in the overlay? Am I?
Yeah. That I can't.
New to me, so I don't know what we're doing exactly. So over here you can see that just 3 months ago, right? That's February 21st. We only had 64,000 masternodes on this, at least being charted on this site, and now there's over 137, almost 140,000 up here now. So that's just it's crazy how many more masternodes are popping up and just how that's driving.
Well, you have to understand something else too. Masternodes are going to be we're going through a time in our world that is just, I mean, come on, nobody's stupid. The reset button has been set. Traditional currencies are on their way out. We got, I'd be surprised if half a century from now we're still using traditional currencies. I mean, there's low employment. Standard of living is just dropping day by day. People are needing, having to find, additional jobs to make ends meet. And you can only work so many hours in a day. And, certain countries have got universal basic income programs. Well, masternodes are pretty much that, universal basic income, because, I mean, you host it and, it's just something to supplement as you're supporting, supporting the network as well.
Yeah, well, so that's what I like about it. I mean, you're actually providing a service. You are, running the network for all the transactions to be running on. So,
It's not only transactions though with a lot of masternodes too. I mean, it's transactions, it's the ledger, it's distributed application networks too. certain masternodes in the future. I mean, a lot of this is still in development, but you'll have decentralized application marketplaces, you'll have decentralized file storage, you'll have decentralized communications, you'll have decentralized everything. And your masternode that you're hosting, depending on the coin that you're hosting with, is going to serve any number of these functions up to and even, you know, hosting domain names and hosting websites.
Yep, I agree with all that. I agree with all that. Wow, look at Dash dominance went up quite a bit today from 70% to 71%. That's interesting.
Well, it's sort of like Dash is sort of like the gold of masternodes, right? Because it was one of the very first ones out.
Right,
so,
totally. But that's
yeah.
a number I'm really looking forward to dropping.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Dash. I mean,
I'm not a fan of Dash, but I mean, the simple fact is that's going to be hard for people to get into. Speaking of which, go ahead and take a look at the whole market right now. Dash is up almost 4% today, so maybe that explains the dominance, just the fact that it's up 4%. Pivx is up a little bit. Zcoin's up a little bit. Smart Cash is still down 10%, so that might be a good buy today. Dude, what do you know about Smart Cash? You follow that one at all?
I haven't really followed Smart Cash a lot, no.
Okay. Let's see. What else is down? Blocknet's down 5%. Both the crowns are down 7.5%. Now that's something you are into, right? The crown. So let's talk about crown for a minute.
Yeah, I'm into Crown because it is sort of a lower point. They've got two different systems. They've got a dual system going. They've got their master nodes, and then they've got their system nodes. So
I'm looking at the system nodes here. So can you explain to me the difference between the system node and the master node?
Yes, well, obviously the cost. A master node is 10,000 crown, and a system node is 500 crown. So it's about $750 to get in. The rewards are, are pretty similar right now. Actually, a system node actually pays out more than a master node right now because it is so new, and there aren't that many there. But it is going to even out so that they both pay about the same amount. Huh. But they serve different purposes on the network. The master nodes are for consensus, for their basic transactions, the backbone of the system, identification and trust. And the system nodes are going to be for the decentralized application marketplace, which hasn't been designed yet. It hasn't been out. They're probably a couple of years out on that. But again, this is one of the reasons that I think that Crown has a very good chance of going to the same value almost, if not more than Dash, simply because they've got these they got the decentralized application marketplace, and they're looking at many different real world applications too. From they've got geolocating programs going right now, and also, they were going to get into some of the freelancing stuff too, for developers to host their application. So your system node would essentially host an application and sort of running like a torrent network almost, and that's how they're going to work.
Wow, that's really that's an interesting technology. I'm interested in that. That's one of the things that I've kind of been disturbed as an IT guy that hasn't happened more already. Those kind of applications coming to the fore. So it looks like when the market was peaking, Crown was worth about $4.60, so almost $5. So at that point, one of these system nodes would be worth, $2,500, right?
Yeah, I'm hurting.
and then one of the master nodes would be worth
like 40,000.
You say you need 10,000 for that?
Yeah.
So that would
10,000
be like $45,000 or something?
Yeah.
Wow. So what was once $45,000 is currently now what do we say the
about 11,000.
About 11,000.
15,000.
Wow. Yeah. So that'd be quite a loss from that peak. But I mean, that's true for the whole crypto market. I mean, the whole crypto market was way up here.
Yeah.
And it's dropped a lot since then. So.
Well, there's a reason for that too, and this is changing as well. So I think this is actually a really good time to get into Crown, and I'm going to explain why. Not because of where they're going, not because of where they've been, not because they're a great group of devs, but for the mere fact that they did all this price action hooked onto Bitcoin's sort of coattails because they were merge mining Crown with Bitcoin. That is changing within the next 12 months, to they're going to be 100% proof of stake. So it's going to change. They're going to decouple from Bitcoin
wow.
now as well.
That's interesting. And they're on Bittrex, which is one of the larger exchanges.
Yep, they're on Bittrex. They're on CSEX. They're on. There's actually some new initiatives to get on the crypto bridge and stuff.
I hate CSEX now because of what they did to the Pi and Social Send community. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but maybe we'll talk.
Well, I didn't use CSEX simply because they were based in Vancouver. So,
we'll talk about that more in a minute. Speaking of Bittrex, though, I know you're also into Neutron, right?
I sure am. Yep.
Okay, and Neutron is an interesting Masternode coin. It's one that pays out fairly well. I mean, you get 35 Neutron a day for running a Masternode, but you have to have 25,000 Neutron for a Masternode, which puts it at almost $4,000 right now at its current price of about 15 cents. So, but the ROI has been really high on Neutron, and it's for a Masternode coin that with such a high ROI, it's kind of one that's been around for a little while. You know what I mean?
Yep.
What do you?
Well, I think that there's.
You talk about Neutron for a minute.
I think there's a little. Yeah, I think there's a couple of reasons why this coin is sort of still off the radar, so to speak. I mean, it's gaining traction, but I think that it's sort of off the radar a little bit, mainly because they're trying to do something a little bit different, right? I mean, they're trying to build their Masternode system around education, right? And right now we're in the the euphoria phase of cryptos. Everybody wants the money part. They don't give a crap about, what else can it do or what else can it, help support. So education is very boring to a lot of people, Yeah. So, I mean, I'm all for education. That's why I like Neutron. But where they're going and where they want to go, they want to have the first crypto universities. They want to have, user-based education platforms based on their Masternode coin. And the reason the ROI is still so high is because, well, the entry point is kind of high, and liquidity, I don't want to badmouth anything here. I'm not trying to be negative, but liquidity is not very easy. I mean, it's on Cryptopia and it's on Nova Exchange at the moment. They're getting onto another one. But that's a reason that this coin is not really taking off.
What's the other exchange? Are they slated for it? Talk more about that for a minute.
Well, right now they're in the voting process. There's a few different exchanges, but they're voting on. The community gets to decide which one they're going to get listed on next.
So, but let's go back to what happened to Neutron, because Neutron had a huge price drop when Bittrex cut them, right?
Yes. Well, Bittrex is Bittrex. Yeah, Bittrex is also closed to new members. So
yeah, didn't Bittrex get bought by Goldman Sachs or something?
No, that was Poloniex. Poloniex and the
well, Bittrex got bought by somebody. Was it JP Morgan? I don't remember now.
I don't recall right now either, but I do know that Poloniex was gobbled up by Circle.
Okay.
Yeah, because it was their Circle group. Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. Well, it just seemed like I don't know. Bittrex as an exchange seems very arbitrary. When I was reading about the process and hearing about it, it seemed like they just willy-nilly decided, oh, we're gonna cut this coin from our exchange, and didn't have really good fundamentals for why they were cutting it. And of course, it really hurt the price of the coin and the community for that coin. Although I've been pretty excited about how resilient it's actually been. It's actually been fairly resilient given the fact that one of the major exchanges kind of screwed them over, and yet we're still seeing some positive price movement since last October,
Oh, yeah.
Kind of normalized versus the giant spike we had in December, January, right?
Well, yes, and again, every single Masternode coin is going to go up, and Neutron's no different. I mean, it's going to go up too. I mean, I can't really say where it's going to end, but I do see Neutron, and I see all Masternode coins sort of regaining their value from where they were in December, just simply because law of averages and bouncing back.
Yeah, I have the same prediction as well. So that's the prediction I've been making on my blog almost every day. So, all right, well, let's talk about a couple other coins in here. Arctic Coin is paying 4 cents a day right now, so it's up just a tiny bit. The coin itself is almost 6 cents. Have you played with Arctic at all? You got any opinions on that one?
Arctic Coin, I've been watching more than anything because, you know, as with any MasterNode coin, there's always a lot of FUD being spit around, and with Arctic Coin, since it was tied to like some different MLMs and they had some different issues, I mean, you can't really tell what's real and what's not. So I've been kind of watching it, but I've been sort of at arm's length with Arctic Coin.
Well, they recently put out a brand new Android wallet, and I was pretty impressed with it, actually, the way it looked. I haven't actually played with it. Really, I just advise people on Masternodes. I'm not personally involved in any way in any of these, but I have been recommending to different people, different ones to buy. And to me, I was expecting a little bit more price action on Arctic Coin after they released the Android wallet, because it looked really good. It looked like it was really well made. So.
Well, that is actually one of the things with Arctic Coin. I will say they've got a really decent design team, and everything looks. I mean, it looks really good. Like
yeah. Well, and it seems to work well too, from what I've heard online. And again, they're another Cryptopia coin too. They're also on CSEX and also Livecoin. What about Shekel Jew? Have you looked at Shekel Coin at all?
Personally, no, I haven't looked at Shekel at all, but I had a friend who had a couple of nodes in it. And he said that it was running pretty good.
Oh, so you have a friend who's running a couple of Masternodes for Shekel?
Yeah, he's running a couple of Masternodes for Shekel. He was saying kind of the same thing, and pretty much but I mean, they had some issues with their coin. They had a couple of like forks, like one right after the other. But I mean, that happens pretty much with any Masternode coin. It's how quickly the team can get it back up afterwards.
Right. $320 for a Masternode, and that's a Masternode that pays right now almost $2 a day. So I mean, that's a pretty quick ROI. You're looking at basically doubling your money within the year. That's assuming that the price doesn't go up, and I think you and I both agree that all of these prices are going to be going up slowly over the next few months. So.
Oh yeah, they'll definitely be going back up to where their highs were. I mean, it's because again, everything's sort of tied to Bitcoin, and
maybe not this one quite as much because it's so new still. So.
no, yeah. I mean, it's still so new, but I mean, the euphoria of having everything valued there. I mean, as it comes back up, everything will come back up.
It's down a bit today too. It's down almost 6% today. So today might be a good day to get into Shekel Coin. What about Innova Coin? Are you familiar with that one at all?
I haven't looked at Innova. I looked at Innova quite a while ago. I never really got into it though.
Because my thing is, it's got quite a good payout. $2.56 per day for a Masternode coin that right now only costs $680 for a Masternode. So that's the kind of thing I'm looking for, is like that ROI. But I'm also looking for an ROI that's not egregiously high. Like sometimes when a new Masternode coin comes out, the ROI is super high for the first couple of weeks. It's almost like an ICO phase or something.
Yeah, Terra Coin was like that for a while. It was ridiculous. It was like 2,000% a day. Like a Masternode was $10, and supposedly you were making like $200 a day on it.
Yeah, and that's kind of insane. But Innova's been out for a while, and the ROI is still 137%, which seems like a really good ROI. I mean, you pay $680 for a Masternode, that's 1,000 coins, and you make $935 in a year. So you're definitely going to get and again, that's at current prices. And if you look at Innova, it peaked back in mid-January at $15, almost $16 a coin. So it's $16. So if it gets back to that price and you're getting 3.7 coins a day, I mean, that's almost 4 coins a day. You're talking about almost, over $60 a day you'd be making on a coin that right now you can buy a Masternode with $700. So I mean, that's just, these are the kind of opportunities that I think are really incredible. Especially Innova just came out with an Android wallet, really good. Their development team is checking all their boxes. They're on Cryptopia and on CryptoBridge, so they're on a couple of pretty legitimate exchanges. And this is another one of those coins where I just don't understand why the price hasn't gone up a little bit more at this point.
Well, I think the price, again, going, I don't want to bring, Bitcoin back, but just crypto in general, the price is sort of subdued a little bit now because we don't have a lot of new money coming into the market. So, I mean, prices are going to go back to where they were, obviously, but it's going to be slower because people are going to be more cautious because they got burned by the quote-unquote bubble,
Right.
which, as I mentioned, isn't even close to being the bubble. When you can go to your corner store and buy a coffee in 10 different types of coins, then it'll be the bubble, and then you can start to worry.
Yeah.
But
I think unfortunately we're still a ways from that. I'm very excited about that day, and I do see it coming, but I don't know. What's your
2020
prediction for when you think you're going to be able to use crypto at a local coffee shop?
Oh, worldwide? I think worldwide, we're probably a few more years off. I think that for first world countries like Canada, the United States, a lot of Europe, I see that you'll be able to use crypto in one form or another by the year, because they're already working on the regulations for it now, by the year 2020. That seems to be the year that everybody says that we're going to start seeing mass sort of adoption, is the year 2020. But for everywhere on the planet, I see it taking a little longer. I think maybe 2025, 2030. But 2020 is when we're going to start seeing the really insane prices start to go.
I think you might be right about that. I think you might be right. That seems like a pretty good estimation. Let's talk about CRAVE for a minute, because I know you'd mentioned something about CRAVE. What's your opinion on CRAVE? Why do you like CRAVE?
Oh, I like CRAVE. Well, it's kind of juvenile, but I like CRAVE because their logo stood out to me. To me, it was something that would appeal to I don't know, sort of like the punk rock style.
The flames in the skull
group, and yeah, the flames in the skull, and it's a privacy coin, and people will probably say I mean it's on some legitimate exchanges too, and it was one of the ones that was fairly inexpensive to get into as well.
Yeah, a MasterNode of CRAVE right now is still only $1,000, despite the fact that it's on all these great exchanges. It's got all these great metrics. It is a privacy coin. It's a MasterNode coin. I'm a big fan as well. It's interesting. So it's relatively new, though. So maybe that's why we haven't seen this one really pop, just because of how new it is still.
Well, yeah. The other thing is,
although 21 cents is not bad for a newish MasterNode coin.
No, it's not bad. And again, I think CRAVE's got some potential too. The only thing that sort of gets me with CRAVE is I think that they need a little more support for their community. But I mean, all in all, though, I mean it's easy to set up, it's easy to run. It's not as flashy as say Arctic, but it works.
Are you running a CRAVE MasterNode, or do you know somebody who is?
Yeah, actually not. I don't run any, but this is why I mentioned like the punk rock groups. There's a group of people in Canada, and their sons have a band, and they run CRAVE, and they that's how they put themselves on tour and stuff, and pay for their gas, and because their parents told them to go get a job, right? And they said, well,
yeah,
screw that, and
they're running CRAVE MasterNodes. That's their job.
Yeah, that's their job, but they've got I don't know how many they've got, but I mean they got enough to pay for their gas money, their band stuff, their hotel stays. When they like go to Toronto or because they're based in London, so they've made enough to book themselves into the gigs and stuff and pay for their expenses. So I think that's pretty good for them, and it's actually a good use story. I'm hoping somebody covers them someday to
Yeah. I'm very I'm bullish on CRAVE as well. So, and the other coin you had mentioned was stipend. Tell me something about stipend, because I've never looked at this, heard about it. I mean, literally, give me the 30-second elevator pitch or whatever.
The 30-second elevator pitch is stipend coin is they're going to be a freelancing platform, and as you know, freelancing is something that is very big, but is gone. It's gone to the toilet in the last few years because it's been mismanaged. The fees are way too high. It's too hard to break into, this and that. So there are freelancing platforms coming out that are based on crypto, but this is a MasterNode one. So the MasterNode is giving you an additional way to support the network and, support the transactions within the network and also gets benefits on the freelancing platform as it's starting to develop. Again, this is another one that's very new.
It's very new. I'm seeing that. It's only been around since February, huh?
Yeah, it's only been around since February, but when the platform actually launches, I think the platform is due to be out at the end of the year. Then you're going to see this one, start to be.
And so this is about a $10,000 Masternode, and it pays about $100 a day. That's a pretty good ROI.
Yep, and again for right now too, one of the things with stipend is that, again, they've had, one of their issues. I think it's just been one of those months for Masternodes. It's like everybody's had a spork or a fork or something happened to them.
Right. I mean, look at that. That's a pretty healthy looking chart right there for such a new coin. Yeah, I'm liking the metrics on that. I mean, unfortunately, I don't have $10,000 because I would love to make $100 a day by having one of these Masternodes. That is just a really that does sound promising. I love the idea of some kind of freelance based coin as well, kind of taking over for a company or something like Fiverr, right?
Well, taking over from Fiverr, taking over from Upwork, taking over from Freelancer, taking over from Guru, different sites like that.
Yeah, there's a lot, aren't there, now for that?
Well, there are, but they're gonna, again, their fees are way too high. It's hard to get on them. They've got crappy policies,
Right.
So
Deviant is down almost 20% today. So if you were looking at Deviant before and you haven't got in yet, today might be the day to go buy that. Down 20%. That's a good drop. All right, that's pretty much it for the market. Let's go ahead and talk about my very favorite Masternode coin, Social Send. What do you know about Social Send?
I'm actually not in Social Send. I do know that it is something that's up and coming, and I think that it is going to be something that's going to be very big coming up, just because how big is social, right? Social's is huge.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's definitely got its merits. And
that's
where
I'm at with Social Send too. I mean, the team has just been putting out release after release. They've got a great Android wallet. I mean, it's still a little bit beta, but they've got the platform. Have you seen the platform yet?
Yeah, I actually took a look again at the platform again, and I mean, it's very clean, it's very crisp, and it seems like something that they're making it very easy to use, which is good for adoption.
It's very, very easy to use. If when we're done with this, if you want to go back and watch one of my previous vlogs, I do quite a few demos of the Social Send platform because I was a beta tester for it, and now it's out of beta and the public can use it, and it's just really, really easy to use. This is the platform here on the screen, and it's just so easy to send somebody Social Send, the actual crypto, over Twitter. It's just really, really easy to use. I haven't really tried the Facebook integration yet. But I have used Twitter, and I haven't used the platform that much for Discord. The reason being is because the Discord itself is awesome. Are you in the Discord right now?
I am in the Discord right now, yes.
Cool. So yeah, all right. So have you been in here before? Do you know what's up with this zone here?
No, I haven't. I haven't been in. I just actually joined the server today, so
okay,
I'm kind of excited to see how it works.
Yeah, okay, well, let me show you some of the commands. You see this guy just typed // When you type / like this, you're telling the bot that you're going to give the bot a command. They're just setting up right now for a big rain party that's supposed to go on at, I think it's supposed to go on at 8 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, but then I heard from somebody else it was going to be 6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. So I'm not sure which one it is, but at any rate, they are going to do the big rain party in here, and this is how it works. I'll go ahead and zoom in and I'm gonna go ahead and make it rain right now. So you type in // that tells the bot that you're wanting to have the bot do something for you, and the minimum you can make rain is 0.1. So I'm gonna go ahead and make it rain 0.1 right now, and then the people who are active in the channel all get a tiny piece of Social Send just from being in the channel. So what's your username in here? Are you in here? I didn't see you.
No, I don't see myself in there either. That's really weird.
Type something in there. Say hello. Maybe because you didn't say hello, you're not active in the channel right now yet.
Yeah, so I just put it in there. So it's kind of. I guess maybe maybe it just has to see you act. Maybe it's only people who've been active within the last little bit.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and mention you in here as well. Chris is on my vlog right now. There we go. And so besides the rain, they've got some other really fun ones too. So you can make it rain, and then everybody gets a piece. So I'm going to go ahead and make it rain again. And let's see if you get hit with this one now. You should, because you just typed in there, right? You see your name in that list there somewhere?
Let's see. Yep,
there you are. Right there.
Yep.
Third in there. So there. So you just collected your very first social send because I made it rain while you were in there. So let's go ahead and one of the other things you can do is, besides making it rain, is you can actually send to somebody specific with the tip command. So you can do tip and then type in the username, and there you are there. And I'm gonna go ahead and I'll go ahead and send you an entire social send, one entire social send, currently worth about 12 cents, I guess, on the market right now. We can go check that right now. Let's go refresh this, see what it's worth. Yeah, 0.117 cents, so very low price on social send today. Good day to get into social send. That means you could buy a MasterNode for $734. That is the lower price on social send than I've seen in a while, because you need 6,250 for a social send MasterNode. And a friend of mine has been running a social send MasterNode for a while now, and she said that that the MasterNode runs very well. There's never any hiccups. She never has to reboot it or anything. It's just the you collect very regularly. But she also told me that she's got a staking wallet, and that her staking wallet actually makes more than her MasterNode, and it doesn't even have as many coins in it. So you might get a better ROI just by getting some social send and staking. What's interesting about that is that actually just by having some on Discord, you're staking in here. So if you notice, I'm typing in the MyStakes command, and that'll show you how much I've staked just by being on the platform. So I've already staked 2 social send just from having some social send in the Discord channel that my friend sent me, actually. She's an interesting character, but she's shy. She won't go on my vlog.
Oh, well, you know, not everybody's out there, but I mean, you know, I'm a pretty public person, and there's only like one of me on the planet, so I figured I might as well.
Well, I think part of the issue is she's very good looking, so she doesn't want to like. You know how it is when you're a good-looking female online. Sometimes you get unwanted attention.
Yep. I'm safe. I'm pretty fugly. I'm good.
Right? Yeah, I feel like I'm pretty safe too, especially compared to my female friend who's running all the MasterNodes. I'm like, yeah, maybe you don't want to be on my vlog. I just had to admit she was right. So let's see. So that showed you that social send is staking. And also I showed you the rain, and I also showed you how to send somebody social send directly. But let me show you some of the other commands in here that are kind of interesting and fun. So besides rain, you can also make it drizzle. So you can drizzle 0.1, and that only hits a few people. It just picks, I don't know, a quarter of the people who are active in the chan, and gives them a little piece. So they get a little bit more of the pie, but other people don't get any. And then another command that's in there is thunder. You can do thunder, and thunder picks even less people to hit. So it only picked 4 people. Oh, look at you! Got hit by the thunder. Lucky you.
Wow.
Yeah, because that's.
I'm gonna go buy a lot of things.
I mean, you've got like, I don't know, 20 or 30 active people in the chan, and only 4 are getting hit with thunder. So you can tell you've got to be pretty lucky to get hit with thunder. And then one of my favorite ones is even more of a lottery, and that's lightning. If you do lightning, then you're literally hitting that person with the entirety of what you sent. You're just only hitting one person in the whole chan. So there we go. Harry Selden is the lucky winner on that one. He just got 0.1 send from me. So anyway, it's really fun. I encourage you to play around in here. I did give you a whole social send, so if you want to make it rain 0.1, go ahead and make it rain 0.1 right now, and then I can watch you. We can watch that happen real time on the vlog here. Look at that, boom, rain 0.1, and so I'm just by being in the chan, I just got 0.0024 of a social send coin from you because you made it rain. So that's pretty darn fun, isn't it?
Oh, there we go.
Yep. Lightning point one. Oh, you're making it lightning now too? Oh, look at Keno Kotori just got hit with that. And I just posted one of the memes on there, the frog meme. It's just a really fun Chan. I think that as far as actual world use case, this is one of the points.
Well, I think. Momentum. Well, I think that this could be really good too. I was actually talking to a few people who were running like charities and things, right? And you know, one of the things that they were talking about was it's a little bit difficult to you know, distribute things, you know, sort of fairly to volunteers if you know the volunteers are you know getting a percentage or something like you know, something to sort of help sort of offset their costs or whatever. I could see like social send. Yeah, I mean, being with the rain, you know, it takes everybody in the channel. So say you had like 5 or 10 volunteers, right? And then you know, to split it evenly, you'd make it rain in the room, and they'd just get it that way. Something for like phone recharges or something like that. I mean, I could see some different applications for this. Just you know, looking at it work.
Yeah, yeah. So it's my thing is it's just so incredibly fun. Since I've been on the Discord channel, I mean, I'm way more active in the community and way more active, and I'm actually connecting a lot more with my attractive female friend who runs the Masternodes, who won't go on my vlog, which you know I don't blame her for. Yeah, it's pretty it's really just user friendly and fun, and I haven't seen anything else in crypto have quite this level of you know, kind of user friendliness, you know.
Definitely not a lot. I've seen, you know, different bots and stuff that try to make it fun. But I mean, that, like, me being able to pick it up and just like use the same command like that, that was really easy without, you know, me needing to. Bots, they require you to have a plugin too, or they require you know something else.
No plugin or anything. It just all works right out of the box. And now I feel bad you're gonna run out, so I'm gonna go ahead and send you a couple more send here. That way you can play around in there, and you can also play around and see about the stakes too. So it's pretty cool. After you've had your social send in there for a couple of days, you'll see that you're staking just by having your social send in the Discord channel. And I haven't seen anything that easy as far as getting some ROI passive income going without you know.
Yeah, for sure.
Set up a wallet or you know edit a config file or anything. I mean, this is so easy. You know, grandma could be staking social send and earning that capital. So anyway, all right. Well, I think that's a pretty good vlog for today. I think I'm ready to go ahead and wrap it up if you're ready. I want to thank my guest, Chris. How do you say your last name?
Oh, it's just Abdey.
Abdey, Chris Abdey, for being online with me today.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
Yeah, and I'll definitely shoot you a link to my vlog so you can check it out later and maybe share it with people if you're interested. But that's it for today, fam. Beautiful day out there today, so I'm gonna go swimming. I'm gonna go hit the sun and go work on my sunburn that I got going on here, which is why I'm in black and white now because I'm too sunburned. Thanks again, Chris, for being on with me.
Yeah, thanks a lot for having me.